So guys, today's topic, like the subject which we are going to start today, that is with your anatomy and physiology. Now the question that arises to your mind that what is the importance, what is the need of anatomy and physiology in yogic practices? Why we are going to study about these two subjects of the anatomy and physiology. So it's not only for yoga. Wherever you are using your body itself as a subject, whether it is yoga or whether it is any kind of physical fitness exercises, any sports, gymnastics, and the different activities, if you are going to train yourself as a trainer, you must have to get the good knowledge about these two subjects. Because this is the basics. We all are human beings here. We all are carrying different bodies, different shape, different sizes, and different heights. So according to them, we must have to follow that a rule of human anatomy and physiology, that how the body is made up of. What are the different organs we have? How does they function? We know we have a different organs. We know we have a different bones. So there are n number of bones we have. There are different organs we have. So how they functions? You know we have a liver. Everybody knows everybody has a liver. But if you go and just ask 50% of population, what is the functioning of the liver? What does it do? So most of the people has the idea in mind, yes, liver is something which helps to digest the food, which purifies our blood. So it's not only the two functions, my dear friends, that only digest the food or help to digest the food or detox our blood. There are other different functions. Some chemicals are over there that is flowing inside the bloodstream, and that blood is passing from the liver too, that converts glycogen to the glucose. So it's a different thing that we are not going that much deeper, because that today we are going to discuss about the beginning, the journey, how to start with this human body, whether it is yours, whether it is mine. So the game of awareness, how it is going to be decided that what we are going to cover in these different subjects. This is our main goal that we are going to discuss today. So anatomy, like it has a different definitions, as we all are from different backgrounds. As I am from medical background, so I know it is easy for me to connect. But it's not only my goal that it is easiest for me or the person who is connected with this field. I have to make that subject easy and understandable for everyone. So we have to make it for layman also, that the layman can easily understand. So two types of definitions which we have. The one definition which we are going to cover, it's simple language. The one is from the medical field, the medical terminology. How does we define the anatomy and physiology? So guys, that's why we say yoga is not only just to sit, to stress the muscles, to stabilize the joints. There are different terms are there. There are different sequences are there. If you know about the body easily, you can make that asanas possible for everyone. Main thing is without injuries. If the injury is coming back again and again, you know that you are flexible. So you know about your body that I am flexible. But we may have to make everyone flexible. And when we can learn about that, when we know about the different body sizes, the different body shapes, and about the structure of the body, and how does they function. So guys, this is my request, or this is my just, you can say, approach. The approach, how it has to be, like, it's not only to jump one point to another, this point to this, touch your head towards your toes, take your hats upside down. This is not our approach. Not today, tomorrow you can come to that. Not tomorrow, day after tomorrow you can come to that. But the goal is without injuries, without pain. If you're moving in the asana with the pain, then what you're following, what you just listen to your teacher, and what you have learned in your books. So the goal is, we have to make our own book here. In this upcoming teacher training program, we have to make our own book, that how we start the journey with the base to the destination. So we have to cover so many different paths here. Yes, the goal is same, but you have to choose your path differently here. So that's why I'm here to discuss with you this two wonderful subjects that will change your life. If you just take a 20 to 30% interest on these subjects, your practices will flow easily, and your teaching, you can make a difference with others. So it's not only about asanas, my dear friends, right? It's all about the combination of asanas, pranayama, meditation, anatomy, physiology, and then the journey to the yoga has to be completed. So let's start with the basics here. The subject anatomy. If I am going to cut, if I am going to divide this subject here, if I divide this and this, the two subjects, right? The ana is to cut. Is to cut. Tommy is the body. So this is a medical definition that we say. In the medical terminology, ana is to cut, Tommy is the body. So we are not going to cut anything here. It is just the simple definition I gave you, that what does it means. So if I go to the simple subject or the simple definition of this same subject, so the definition changes here now. How it changes? Like again, if I say the anatomy, have you ever focused on your body? What are the different components inside my body? No. So as we say that, yes, we are carrying the body, we are walking, running, just we are carrying this body, it's not only the goal. Like, am I shifting my weight on the one side more, or am I shifting the weight other side more? So, when we're talking about the yogic practices, or any other practices too, the simple definition of the anatomy now, in the layman language, makeup of your body, the makeup, right? What we say? Makeup of your body. So this makeup, when you're talking about, the makeup is how? The different components. We have a different bones. We have a cells, tissues, ligaments, tendons, etc. So many things inside your body. It's not only what you see that is your body. It's not only I can see my skin, oh, so that's only the skin is my part. I can see my nails, so the nail is the part of my body. No. I can see my hairs. No. We must have to follow, we must have to check the internal part of the body also. Every day you wake up, you stand in front of the mirror. What you see your face, you see your skin. As you wake up, you wash your mouth, your face, because you can see that. So that's why the first thing in the morning comes to your mind, oh, my face is not looking well. So it's not only the external body, right? We have an internal body too. And when your awareness from the internal body goes away, so then the problem starts, my dear friends. And this problem always gives you the signals. But we always ignore those signals. Not from today, from tomorrow. Not from tomorrow, day after tomorrow. The human body is very quickly responsive. If I'm trying to talk about there, the human body is very quickly responsive. It responds to you like that. If you have any memory, if you just share an incident, like whenever you have some problems, the problem doesn't start in a single day. The disease, the imbalance doesn't start in a single day. It always gives the signal. And when you try to ignore those signals, the problem starts. Problem gets increased, problem gets increased. Just connect with yourself any incident when you had in your past, any injury, any pain, and as you went to the doctor, any medical practitioner, what they said? The first thing is rest. Because you have overused that part. That's why the problem comes. If I'm using my body in a normal routine, if I'm using my body in a normal way, whenever you try to go to your office job, 6-hour job, and whenever you try to force your body for 8 hours, what you say? Oh, I did my overtime today. So problem starts here. When this is the word comes over. So it's not only by your voice, the overtime. That over word also does affect your structure of the different body parts. So overtime means overpressure. Not only your brain, not only the mental pressure, there is a physical pressure too, my dear friends. And that physical pressure affects. How does it affect? Then the pain comes. Because as we have already discussed, the human body is very quickly responsive. Whenever you try to get too much from your body, it always reverts you back in the form of pain, in the form of stiffness, in the form of a restricted range of motion. So remind or remember these things like basics. We must have to work on the basics. I'm not taking you directly to the bones. I'm not taking you directly to the cells. We are talking here about the basics first. That how to bring the awareness to yourself with connection to your different body parts. So definition is very simple, like makeup of your body, or what you can say, it is a study of different body parts. Now the question comes to your mind. There are so many different body parts. So here the goal is to just get yourself into that much knowledge of the anatomy that you can prevent injuries and deliver the good knowledge and good practices to your students. So this is the goal of the training. That's why we are getting yourself into the superficial layer of anatomy and physiology. Anatomy is very vast subject. You could not say like in 20 hours, it's okay, it's over. No, never. Every day, there are different changes with your body. So every day you have to go, check, study, and come back to your students. Every day different challenges comes when you start teaching. So every day you have to go, study, then next thing you have to search. Oh, this is what I had with my student today. So you have to go and check that thing. So that's why we can say, we know that we have a different structure. We know about that the human body is like a machine. This is a machine. And that machine has a different body parts that consist of your cells, tissues, ligaments, and tendons, etc. So many different structures we have. If you know how to listen yourself, if you know how can feel my body, it's easy to get your body into the balance. But as the awareness or the attention goes away, then the imbalances comes. Yes, then the imbalances comes. And that these imbalances, when they start growing, when they just start growing and you're trying to ignore those, then the thing comes into the disease. So it's never formed in a single day. Body always gives you the response every day. So when there's over pressure, over time. So pressure to your mind too and pressure to your physical body too. Because as in the yoga, what you said, it's a union of mind and body, mind and body. The ancient definitions are there. You always discuss. In the textbooks, it's written over there that yoga is the union of mind and body. Yes, mind is there, body is there, connection. But one thing which we are forgetting nowadays is the awareness towards your breath. So it's not only the awareness or the connection to the mind and to the physical body. If the breath is not balanced, and this is not under our control, it's very difficult, my dear friends, to connect your mind and body. When the breath is there, when you're running, and as you stop, there is no awareness on your mind and body because your breath is the first awareness or attention goes to your breath, how to make it stable. And when your breath gets stable, then you try to get focused on your physical body. Yes, how am I sitting right now? Then only the mind works. Oh, what I have to do next? So you could not say it's just only about union of mind and body. It's about the breathing pattern too. So the breathing pattern too, when it all three connects, the breath is stable, right? When the breath is stable, it's very easy to connect to your physical body and to connect your mental state. The first thing what we have to learn is the stability of your breath. So the definition for this 21st century, we can say yoga is the union of mind, body and breath. So three components always remember before to start your yoga practices. Or not only yoga practices, the different practices of your different types of exercises too. So I hope this is clear to you guys that simple definition which we have discussed, the anatomy, the makeup of your body or the study of different body parts. So now we are going to discuss about, we have a different body parts. The next question comes to your mind, how does they function? We have a different organs. What are the different functioning of these different organs? We have muscles. So muscle is not only about to stretch. We have ligaments. It's not only about for the stability. There are some different functions that they can collaborate with other structures and can give a good result to your practices too. So now the next thing, we have to work or we have to know about the subject physiology now, right? We have a different components in the anatomy study of different body parts. The physiology, if I comes to this subject, now, different organs, different functions. So this is what we can say about the physiology is, it is a biological study, right? Because they all connected with the human body that comes under the biology. So this is the biological study of different body parts. The functioning, right? Biological functioning, the study of different body parts. How does they function? So it is the biological study of functioning of the different body parts, or how does our different body organs or the different structure of the body functions. So these are the definitions of the anatomy and the physiology. So the study of biological functioning, right? The study of biological functioning of different body parts. So these are the simple definitions of anatomy and physiology. I hope that makes sense for you and it gives you a little bit base. Now what we are going to cover in the next classes or in the upcoming classes. So the next thing comes after the definitions. So many imbalances that is happening nowadays. The disease. So many different diseases by which the whole world are suffering nowadays. When the whole world is suffering nowadays with the different diseases. So when the term comes to your mind, disease, so it's not a horror, like, oh, it just jump into the cancer, or an infection, or an inflammation. So when the disease comes to your mind, so if I ask so many people in the past, so people have different views. People had different views on the disease, or an injury, an illness. So illness, injury, two types of things that happens, mechanical and non-mechanical. The one thing, if I ask you guys, when I fall down, mechanical injuries. But something when I'm hurting myself inside without any injury, any external injury, when I'm hurting myself internally, I'm not forcing anything, I'm not hitting anything on my brain. But what is the thing that is hitting is your own thoughts. That is your own emotions. And that brings imbalances. So when the word itself tells the meaning, but we must have to focus on the word first. The word itself tells the meaning. But always we take a meaning in a different ways. We never focus on the word. The word, what it says. So if I divide this term simply in the two parts, so there is a discomfort plus ease. So when the discomfort comes in your ease, that is the beginning of the journey of disease. So we never say that the fever or any infection over there or any illness over there. The disease can start in a minute, but that's the beginning. If you are aware about that beginning, you can stop it, you can prevent it, because the prevention is better than the cure. So when you try to prevent it, or you take yourself as a different ways how to find balance and how to get away from this imbalance, disease stops and the journey goes to the healing. So as the disease stops and the journey starts with the healing, everything repairs properly. Right? Everything start repairing properly. But the first, your opportunity has to be how to stop it. The target is how to control it. As you try to control, as you try to stop, healing process starts within the minutes. And as you focus on the healing more, not on the illness, that healing will take towards the destination. And that is the balance of your life. So, when we ask that the discomfort in your ease, we ask people who is responsible for this discomfort. People have different views, people have a different mindset. Maybe this time, when you see this video, comes to your mind also that who is responsible? Mostly we blame for others. Oh, my office is responsible, my boss is responsible, my children is responsible, my wife is responsible. So we always try to take the things and put the things on others. We have to take it on ourselves that if I am hurting, I am in pain. Not my children, not my wife, not my husband, not my boss. Who is carrying that pain? I am. So, this time what comes to your mind, who is responsible? When we take a pause and we think about that, who is responsible? Yes, we are responsible for that. Because when I know, when I'm hungry, I have to feed myself. So I know when I'm imbalanced, I have to balance myself also, my dear friends. And how does that balance comes to your body? When there is an awareness comes to you, not to the others. If you are awareing others and not awareing yourself, it's a big disaster for yourself in your life, in relation to your body too. So, who is responsible is the imbalance. Now, the simple examples of your daily life, if I share here now, the imbalance. Imbalance, there is always a balance in our life and we feel, oh, we have to stop now. Oh, something is getting more in my life. It is over. It is under. So then the mental stress arises more. And then the cells and tissues get more degeneration. And then the disease enters to your body. Or it starts the journey. How to get imbalance. So simple example, if I ask you guys, like, whenever you have sometime overeaten the food, maybe it had happened with you in any different scenarios, whenever you were hungry and you had not a meal for 2 hours, 3 hours, 5 hours, and as you go through the food, sometime without awareness, we have overeaten. And that time, if you connect that movement right now, what happened to your breath when your tummy is full? It is very difficult to breathe that time. It had happened with you maybe 1 time, 2 times, 3 times in the past. If you connect right now, breath is automatically it has shifted to the chest breathing. Your stomach or the tummy feels more heavy, like somebody has put it 10 kgs here and it has tied up on your belly. And if you remember sometime, it happened with you, like you have to ask your friend, could you please help me to get up? That much pressure comes to your breath and to your physical body. So then there was no awareness. Or when you skip a meals, suppose in the daytime, if you skip 2 meals a day, how does the body feel that time? The body feels very low. There is no energy in the body. The body feels very low. Problem with the walking, problem with the standing. So these things happen slowly, that gets you into the imbalance. One more example if I share with you guys. When you sleep for 15 to 16 hours a day, the body feels more stiff. A simple example, if I connect with you with the activity of daily living right now, as you wake up in the morning, right? As you wake up in the morning, what is the first thing is this? This is, nobody told you that to do that. That we call the morning stretch reflex. Why? Because from last 6 hours, 8 hours, the body is stiff. Sometimes I'm sleeping in that posture, sometimes I'm sleeping in that posture, sometimes I'm sleeping like in the curdling. So these muscles are getting shortened. And suppose if I'm sleeping in this posture for 3 to 4 hours, the muscles one group of muscles get over-engaged. So that's why when this tightness comes, as you wake up in the morning, it is the morning stretch reflex everybody do. Or most of the people do that stretch. But nobody told you to do that. It is a reflex that comes from the brain. Something is stiff. And we must have to release that stiffness. Same thing, guys, when you sleep for 5 hours a day only. Then complaint is also there. Oh, body is low. There is no energy inside my body. So the simple thing that is responsible for this is your imbalance. that we say disease, the simple thing that comes, that is your imbalance only, right? So it's very simple. There is nothing so much to get afraid like, oh, disease is there. No, it is only the imbalance that is taking us out of the way from our activity of daily living. So the goal, simple, that's why I always talk on the basics before to get yourself into the more deeply into the body, to connect with the body. You have to work on the basics first. It's not only directly just to see the bones, the muscles, no. You must have to set up the mind for the basics first. So the goal is the balance. And balance, if I speak about the balance, yes, because of this hectic lifestyle nowadays, so much mental pressure, physical pressure, it's very difficult to get balance in this 21st century. So I'm not saying like balance in everything, but we can balance our lifestyle, we can balance our food, we can balance our nature of job. But before to balance that, as we have discussed, the definition of yoga, you have discussed it so many times with your friends, or you have seen in the textbook, we only and only work on the two basics techniques on this whole training, whether it is associated with the anatomy or whether it is associated with your physical asanas, pranayama, and other practices of yoga. We always connect that what we need, my dear friends, always remember the balance on two things which I focused on the training is, the first thing is the posture and the next thing is the breath. So always the basic awareness, posture and breath. When the posture is balanced, breath is balanced, automatically it leads to healing. It leads to happiness. So, what is the power of posture? You have to feel the power of posture inside yourself. Am I able to stand properly? Am I able to breathe properly? Or take a pause, close your eyes and feel right now from where are you breathing? Most of the people, if you have seen, if you choose randomly any person from your neighborhood, from your office, and you just choose randomly, hey, come here, stop. Just sit over there and check their breathing pattern. When the people are under stress, when the people are under the stress, the breath is always. Nowadays, we are civilized to the chair jobs. 90% of the people are civilized to the chair jobs. So how does the posture? It changes. Mostly, we work on this plane more. Right? So mostly we work on this plane more, the posture is getting curled like this way. Like if you connect how was with our ancestors. From the evolution of a human being, we are getting back there. Right? We are getting back there. So this is curdling over there, right? So these muscles, the front muscles of my body get shortened and the back muscles of my body get over lengthened. So when you are in this posture, have you ever noticed how is my breath right now? As you all say that the breathing, right, the breath has its own power, but we say the power of breath. The power of breath. So we must have to focus on the power of posture, power of breath. If I'm working like this way for 6 hours, 8 hours, breath is always disturbed. Breath is always disturbed. So when my breath is disturbed, posture automatically get like this way. When you are under the stress and when there is sometimes any emotional imbalance in your life, Always the posture is like preventive posture is there, like I'm in a fear, so what we need the prevention. So this happens. Posture is goes like what we need, some safety, some security inside. This is the body needs security. I'm hopeless now. So when the breath is getting out of the order, posture gets automatically out. So they both are connected together. So always remember, breath has its own connection with the posture. So you could not say only asanas can help you to stretch your muscles. No. That's why in the yoga, we introduce the pranayama practices too. And that can change the power of breathing. And that can maximize more functioning of your breath in your activities of daily living. So guys, that's why our whole training is based upon the postural awareness and the breath awareness. In the asana, if you are doing jumping, going back with the flow, if breath is out, posture is always imbalanced. You could not feel that I'm not stable at that pose. You feel like that I'm going out of balance. So that's why main focus in the beginning, if you are going to teach after this course, always try to check the postural awareness and the breath awareness of your student in the very beginning class, so that you can prevent number of injuries with your students. So I hope that makes sense for you. Like disease is not any illness. Yes, it is an illness when there is no awareness. So disease is the discomfort in your ease. The word itself tells, I am not telling anything. If you go focus on the word, discomfort in your ease. So it's not only if there is any cut, then only you feel discomfort. Right? If there is any cut, then you feel discomfort, it is a mechanical injury. But when without cut and without any physical imbalance, you're feeling that something is going out of balance. I feel stiffness, which is happening nowadays mostly with the sitting jobs, standing jobs, or lack of mobility and imbalance in your food and lifestyle. So imbalance when that comes, the disbalance starts, discomfort starts. So try to get balance, how to get balance yourself with the activity of daily living, with the quality of food, type of food too. And most focusedly before to jump into those things, balance on your posture, balance on your breath. I'm working on 2 hours, I'm working for 30 minutes. In this position, stop, take a pause, correct your posture, bring your neck back and breathe and focus on your breath for 2 minutes only. Just inhale deeply, exhale through your mouth slowly. Inhale deeply through your nose. Just in the interval of 30 minutes, what we needed, a 5-minute break, and just correct your posture, balance it. Mostly that happens with you when you were in the sitting job, doing that. After 30 minutes, you wake up, or you stand up and you do this. You do this. And sometimes people do this. Nobody told you to do that. Just these muscles, overactive like this, underactive. So what we are doing, I'm stretching from the front part of the muscles and engaging the back part of the muscles to balance. Nothing else we are doing. This is your body, your mind gives the reflex. Oh, you took so much work from me from this side now. Get these muscles, right? Get my back extensors, has to be worked a little bit now. Otherwise, it get imbalance. And when the person has no awareness, they are just busy with their work for 5 hours, 6 hours. 70% of the population who is working with a sitting job has lower back pain issues, has neck pain issues. So because of the technology, my dear friends, because of the technology, that imbalance is coming to your body. So people say technology is improving, technology is getting advanced. That is good. That is a need. That is demand of the time. But because of the technology, you could not say that you are destroying your body. So that's why awareness towards the body with a good posture and with a good breathing pattern. Work for 6 hours, so awareness for the body 20 to 30 minutes. I'm not saying in a one interval you take 30 minutes out. No, that is also doesn't make sense. In between 30 minutes, 20 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes. Posture correct, breath correct. Inhale through nose, exhale through mouth. Simple exercises to start with the basics. So I hope this does make sense with you. Okay guys, so as we have discussed in the last class about the disbalance or the disease, right? So now what we need? Awareness, right? It's not only I have explained on your board about this discomfort and this and that. Now we have to must cross-check with ourselves. Like you have to check, cross with yourself. Right now, what is my posture? Where am I? How am I sitting? Am I sitting this way? Or am I sitting that way? Or my body weight was going on the one side or the other side, right? How if I am looking to my laptop, so how's my neck? It's going like that, or I'm looking from the one angle. So these simple postural imbalances that affect your practices too. And that's why the pain comes. Because when I'm taking my body in imbalance, because the body is imbalanced due to previous existing injuries. So when the body is imbalanced due to previous existing injuries, and when I'm taking 20 people in a class, right? The 20 people in a class and 2 to 3 people who has neck imbalances. I'm not using a word injury, right? We don't have to use that word injuries because that affect your psychology too. So when I'm talking to you now guys, right? That the modern definition of the psychology, the modern definition of the physiology also changes. And how does it changes? In relation to the body. The psychology is a very effective subject nowadays in relation to yoga or in relation to your activity of daily living. How many psychosomatic diseases? How many psychosomatic diseases nowadays? That is increasing. If you must check, go 20 years back. Just thought about that. How many injuries was there at that time? How many people have suffered with the stress 20 years back? How many people who had cancers that time? How many people had hypertension that time? How many people has thyroid imbalances that time? And just come to that century now. Come to 21st century, right now which we are living. Right now which we are living now. Check. In 10 people, randomly, 2 or 3 with the stress, 1 with the hypertension, 1 with the thyroid imbalances. So depression comes and that affect our daily lives. It's not affecting my professional life, it is also affecting my personal life, and then the body organs change their pathway, how to work. And when they change their pathway, how to work, then the body get into the imbalance. So we never say like only I am working on the two subjects, the anatomy and physiology. If I take you to the third subject here, that we call psychology, right? So this 21st century has a different definition of the psychology in relation to physiology, which we have discussed in the previous class. So psychology, right guys? So the term that is associated with the yoga practices or your activity of daily living too. And that is the biggest growing subject nowadays in medical field also, that you have heard about counseling, isn't it? Psychological counseling. Are you not able to counsel yourself? Yes, sometimes, in some different conditions. We could not say like we are perfect, but we can say that we are not imperfect too. So the goal here also likes how this subject connects, right? How this subject connects to the yogic practices or in your activity of daily living. So when I'm talking about this subject, sometime in the mind the question comes like psychology, what does it mean? When we say psycho, so people have the thought, oh, crazy. It's in a different aspect, right? Everybody doesn't have that same thought. He is psycho, she is psycho. So it's not about craziness only. Yes, we must have to bring some craziness in our life, otherwise the life will get bored. So some craziness we needed, but into the balanced way. So psychology, when the term comes, people sometimes say it relates to mind. Right? In the layman term, it relates to the mind. And mind, as we know, the mind is the powerhouse. Like the powerhouse, if I say that supply of the electricity, right? If my powerhouse is not functioning properly, if my switch is not functioning properly, right? So if I cannot open the switch, the power cannot transfer to that light. If you can see here, right? The power cannot generate to that light and the bulb will not get open. So same thing is the brain. When I come to the mind, so mind is the powerhouse. If there is any injury on my brain, sometime you have heard about it like paralysis, stroke, hemorrhage. So what happens sometimes? Injuries in my brain. So why I could not able to lift my hand? Because the connection is from here. This is the powerhouse. From here, the whole supply is going to my different parts of my body. Simple example, who tells you that you are hungry? When the patient is on ICU, the patient with the hemorrhage. If you have seen that, he doesn't stand up. He doesn't sit and say, oh, I am hungry. Because the connection has lost from here. So there's a tube. Through that tube, we deliver the food. And there is a regular interval of time that what we have to give the nutrition to the patient also. The quality of nutrition with the time intervals. So now you can connect, guys, mind, right? Mind. Yes, we have a monkey mind. If you have seen the monkey, yes, we are carrying that monkey mind. It's not only with you, with me also. Right now, you are looking to that video, but your mind is somewhere else too. What is going with my parents? What is going with my husband, what is going with my kids, or what is going with my office. So when this distraction comes to the mind, your psychology changes. And most of the time what we are carrying, mind, stress. This stress, most of the people are carrying this stress. And the stress is the root cause of all the diseases. Just rather than 2%, if we leave about that, we never born with the diabetes. I'm talking about 90% of people. We never born with hypertension. We never born with this stress. But we developed ourselves. So nobody is responsible. So don't blame to others that this is responsible, that is responsible for my body. It is your temple. As you serve, you get it back. Right? What you serve here, you get it back. How you connect with your body, the body revert you back. If you're taking care of your body, body will take care of yourself too. If you're ignoring your body, body will give you stress, and stress can lead to hypertension, that you call high blood pressure. That stress can lead to the hypertension, that stress can lead to the diabetes. That stress can lead to thyroid imbalances. And that stress can lead to so many diseases, indigestion, skin infections, ulcers, cancer. So that's why the level of stress, when it is increasing, the level of these imbalances also increasing in your body. Simple example, when you're happy, when you feel happiness around yourself, when you feel happiness inside yourself, does your organ feels happy also or not? Yes, then you don't have a problem. But when you are under the stress, people have so many problems. Oh, I could not sleep last night. People have a problem. I have a problem with my digestion. People have a problem like, oh, my body is feeling more stiff. People have the problem that, oh, I could not wake up properly. So these are the excuses what you make. You can change it, but you don't want. If you follow a same lifestyle, it's your choice that if you want to choose this problem can increase. If you want to choose happiness, so this can decrease too. The choice is yours. So that's why how it connects. If the good thoughts inside your mind, in your brain, you can make other people happy too. But sometimes people have only excuses. So we must have to find the reason to do it. To bring our attention or awareness away from the stress to the happiness. And that is very simple. If you practice a simple techniques, just a good stretches to your body every day. I'm not saying jumping, jacking, no. A good stretches to your body, 15 minutes only. Bending forward, bending backwards, bending on your side, right? Bending on your side, twist. So you are using your body in a different planes. Breathing, I'm not saying do any specific exercises. Just sit with the nature, close your eyes, inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. You can add some laughter too, because the laughter can release different hormones, and the stress releases different hormones. So laughter, we don't need any joke for the laughter. Just laugh with yourself. Close your room. Switch your mobile phone off and laugh without a reason. Right? Laugh without a reason. You can dance easily, properly, right? Just try to make some different movements of dancing with yourself. Never be shy that if this person can see, don't care about them. You have to dance with your body, not with others, right? So play a music, or if you can dance without music, you will be the happiest person in this universe. Because with music, 90% people can dance. So we don't have to consider ourselves into the 90%. We have to come into the 10%. So guys, that's why the basics of the body is, if your body is happy, if your mind is happy, your organ functions also happily, easily, without any imbalances. But if your mind under the stress, your organs also feel stress. So your psychology defines your physiology of the body. Now you can connect easily. Right? Your psychology defines your physiology. Type of thoughts you're carrying, happiness is there. We can feel, oh, in that person, organs are happy, muscles are happy, bones are happy. And that leads to the healthy life. So the choice is yours. You want to choose happiness, you want to choose stress, that leads to hypertension, diabetes, thyroid, and imbalances in your mind. So that's why the goal is just to flow. Don't resist your body. If you resist your body, problem with the asanas, right? Problem with the breathing and problem with the meditation. Because when the body is under the stress, if I ask you to just sit into the meditative posture, yes, you can sit easily, but the mind always running somewhere else with the external thoughts, and if there is postural imbalances too. In the lower back pain, if I ask you to meditate and just try to sit on the mat or on the floor, the person has already back pain and we are asking to sit on the floor. So meditation can be possible also if I ask my person just to sit on the back, relax your back, sit on the chair, no need to cross your legs, and just focus on your breathe and breath and breath. And then when you feel some comfortableness here, then only your brain can work easily that now I have to focus and I have to meditate with myself. But when the pain is always here, it is very difficult to connect with your brain. So 21st century definition has changed, my dear friends, now. Psychology defines your physiology. And this is the most important subject, that 70% of the imbalances is because of this mental illness. So I hope that must be clear to you. Now you can choose your own way, what we have to choose, what you have to choose, stress or happiness. If you choose stress, probability of these diseases automatically increases. If you just try to divert, I'm not saying that choose that. It's difficult, that it doesn't come in 1 day or 2 days. It needs a regular practices. Breathe easily, stretching easily, dance easily, bring some laughter and joy to your life, and make your life happy and healthy. So happiness decreases the probability of these diseases, and stress increases. So the choice is yours. So thank you so much for today's class. Namaste to everyone.